Welcome, everybody, to the Entrepreneur Power Hour, where we educate entrepreneurs and have a fun time doing it. That's why I'm all dressed up, but I got a cool background. I'm all business, but I'm here to party. Today, we have a fun topic. When I was about 21, 22, I had to take college classes, and I had to take an economics class at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, man, I have to read this book. And I'm not against reading books, but this wasn't too exciting. And I pop it open, and I'm like, let's read the economics book. And I can't remember anything I read except for one line. There's no free lunch. Anything I do or you do, we all put something in it, even if it's just time, even if it doesn't come out with Benjamins or George Washingtons. There's some cost to it. And that should have resonated with me, but I got off college and said, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And I gave everything for free, and I was just trying to promote everyone's stuff for free, and even got into a program where I was trying to get people in for free and then charge them. And I'm like, no. This isn't ethical. If I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I need to get paid for my time, and I need to let people know what the price is and be a straight up dude. So I can afford to like eat and stuff, and so I can create awesome shows like this one and help other people. And I want to talk about that tonight, getting over that fear of, oh, I have to ask for money to do a service online. What if it's not worth it? What if they don't like it? Well, what if I'm too afraid? So it's time to get out of that free lunch mentality. I'm going to throw the discussion out. Let's rock.
Let's all jump at once.
Yeah, really.
Hey, man, there's a lot of people chomping at the bit. Supply and demand.
You know, it's kind of a funny topic, really. I actually have a buddy of mine that he's been really successful in the online community. And one of the things that he was saying, he doesn't even care about things that are free. He looks at things that have a high value, and he only offers value. And his philosophy is, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's literally nothing. I mean, either they want it or they don't. If they don't, oh well, if you know that your product is that good, your service is that good, you shouldn't devalue yourself and just say, oh, well, here, have it free. It just kind of pointless.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to jump out and say, well, the other thing too is also is that with what Ron was just saying is that when you offer free stuff, there's no skin in the game for the other person either. They don't put any real value into it or any price on it for them that, like say if you go out and when you buy a car or buy a house or buy clothing or whatever, there's a price associated with that. And so you're looking for a return on that, and it's costing you the time that you put in to earn that money on those things, so that way you could go buy those things. So same thing with online, being an online entrepreneur or being like the one guy you were saying, his Shopify. If you have something to offer, offer it at a fair value, but make it worthwhile for them to decide whether it's worth their while or not. If they really want to buy it, they'll buy it. If they don't, they're not meant for your business.
Yeah, and I think that's an issue I ran into at first. I'm like, man, someone said no. I got to convince them. I got to stay there. It was just like, well, what if I give you some stuff for free? What if I give you, how about discounts? And I would devalue the product so much, or what I was doing so much, that to me it didn't really have any value in it anymore. Because I was just offering to bend over backwards when somebody else would come in and go, hey, dude, whatever you're doing, I want to be part of it. It's like me chasing down someone on the street, like, join the Power Hour. I'm like, no, I just hit up Dan Sissick, and he's like, let's go, let's rock this. And everybody else, and Ron, and Doug, and Bill. And just you create something of awesome value. Make sure that you retain it.
I seem to remember you chasing me down pretty good.
Yeah. I was like running down the
Hey,
street,
Dad, come
tackling
on,
duck.
get on the Power Hour. Yeah, shows this week. Here's the link.
Hey man, I just get asking, you shall receive. Know what I'm saying? You gotta pick on me all the time.
Oh no! Now we know Kareem's dating tactics.
Hey man, celebrities are hard to get a hold of, dude. When you go
You
out,
don't want me?
Wait,
How about now? How about now? How about now?
now you can hardly keep us away, though.
I have a strategy. I go to Victoria's Secrets, and they're like, "You want to go on a date?" I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." But
Yeah, just go to the family cave, get the club.
This is Caddyshack, Entrepreneur Power Hour version. I want to welcome Stefan. What up, dude? Glad you could be with us.
One of the things about free is that people that are receiving the free stuff, they're the first ones to complain when it doesn't work. That didn't work. Well, you got it for free. What do you expect?
What, you mean I have to promote something? Oh, nobody told me that.
Yeah.
No,
It's kind of like socialism.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a product for free on the internet and they're like, "Oh, how come it doesn't work? I put in 10 tickets of tech support. Why won't you answer me?" Because there's customers paying for it. Oh, I didn't know that. Wait, you mean I can't just put stuff for free up and then people will get good products? And then there's always that one dude like, make $700,000 in 2 weeks. I'll show you how for free. Not really.
A whole lot of those dudes.
Here's my upsell. Oh, for 2 payments of $9.99 with 3 more zeros, you can learn how I made $5 billion online, even though I didn't.
well, also, isn't it kind of like a perception thing too? Because if you're constantly putting out free things, it also gives people a perception like you don't value what you're doing and what you have, and that it's worth to charge or to expect a return on it.
Brandon, I want to welcome Brandon to the conference. He's a good buddy. We just met yesterday, actually, over the phone. He was excited to come in and talk. He's a real cool dude. And Brandon, tonight we're talking about why entrepreneurs should not give stuff for free. Now, funny enough, I called you yesterday. I was expecting, what is the price for, software or whatever? And that's what a lot of people need to do who are working in this now. And a problem I had when I was younger, I'm like, oh, if I give everything for free, people will love me. And then, God will come and dump a dump truck of money on my house. Guess what? That kind of didn't happen. Maybe it did. Well, I'll put some like palm trees behind me. Maybe it did. But it's like getting past that paradigm of charging people. So
one thing that I like to say about in offers when you're marketing, a lot of times they call it a tripwire. An offer that is maybe $7 to $9, and what you're doing with that, people that spend that $7 to $9, those are people that are willing to invest in their improvement. And a lot of times people in marketing, they want to start to targeting the people that came through their funnel that didn't buy anything. Those are people that you build relationships with, but the people that you want to actually contact and talk to are the ones that bought that $7 offer, one that bought that $9 offer, because those are people that are going to spend eventually larger amounts of money. And if you want to talk about free, there's nothing really free. Talk about free traffic and paid traffic, okay? These are two things that we talk about. And a lot of people say, well, I like the free methods and stuff like that. But, the time that you put in to getting free traffic is much more expensive than actually you may be running, $5 offer or $10 or whatever. So just get a better audience when you look at it from a viewpoint of spending money, right?
Yeah, I have to laugh because I see like free traffic method, get tons of traffic, and it's probably like people like here like, this costs money? Click. This costs money? Click. Like, just get paid traffic and then get real targeted people. People don't like get that. They're like, have to spend money? You know, I got to spend money on an email. You know, I got to spend money to get marketing out. Yeah, that's how you make money back. I mean, you wouldn't go to a brick and mortar business and be like, hey, hi, landlord. Hey, how you doing? Can I get all my electricity and water for free? Hook you up when I make a profit.
Yeah.
So why do it online?
Right.
You know, I run Facebook ads. You know, I'm getting this YouTube rocking. So you know, that's what it's all about.
And if a person has, you wouldn't go to work for someone for free, would you?
No. They unless like it was like Richard Branson, and he's like, you can be my intern. I'd be like, just sitting there with a pencil, and then 2 months go by. I'd be like, hey, thanks for all the knowledge. Oh, you know, I'm feeling kind of sick. I gotta quit.
Well, there's also, sometimes doing some of the free stuff will help get you going and get you started. But yet, like you say, eventually you're going to need to dial it up and move it into where you do pay for, because as you said, you get more targeted people with what you pay for. It's when you're doing the free stuff, you might be starting out, you might be getting into it, you might be learning things and growing, and that might be the way you start. But once you get in and been in a while, then moving into, Facebook ads or, similar things where you scale up. You just like any business, all businesses start out with their basic and stuff and things like that. And usually, you hear that they don't go into the black until 2 or 3 years after they've opened their doors, because they've built up, all this from being in business to build it up. But usually the payback comes down the road. Same thing with online stuff. You got to put the time and energy in. Plus, as you grow, you put the money into it and build that up and scale it up.
Yeah, sometimes you got to go into the red before you go into the green. But being afraid to go into the red and is just part of it. I mean, I'm not like saying political wise, but Donald Trump went bankrupt 3 times. Sometimes you have to go into the red before you jump into the green, and you got to put some skin in the game, and then other people will see that, and I can say, God or the universe or what will reward courage if you get out there and say, okay, this, I put a lot of skin in the game. I put a lot of work into myself. I paid to get good at what I do. I paid for whatever training, and now I'm rocking it. And other people be like, man, that dude puts so much into public speaking or personal development or not being scared of a camera. I want to be part of what he or she is doing, and and then I'm willing to actually pay for that. Yes, pull out that wallet. What? Really? Yeah.
And but we're not telling you to go out and just go blow your whole wad on
No.
marketing. You gotta be smart with look at what you actually have you can afford to do. There's nothing wrong with putting a few bucks in if you've got it. You can put a lot in if you've got that too, but you really got to be smart. They're going into the red for one thing, but you got to go into the red smartly.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying like go into debt. Like someone's like, oh, Kareem, great podcast. Hey, I spent $100,000 on Facebook ads. Do you know where I could get some ramen? I'm like, no, disclaimer. Like they're like, oh, I'm eating spaghetti every night because of you, Kareem. Oh, that power hour, don't go there. No, the whole idea is if I have good content like Dan and Doug, I even pick on you, like with your blog and with your Shopify store, you're like, man, I have these awesome items, which we could show today on camera at the end. I want to actually put some dinero, it could be $5, $10, $20, and just check out how does this advertising, whatever advertising you do, and then check out what kind of results you get and tweak it. And that's the whole going into the red, making a little commitment to make a little profit. If you feel me. Feeling me? Your hair is feeling me.
And usually when you start out, in the sense of advertising and so forth, you want to set like maybe 80-20, because if you spend a few dollars, especially on Facebook, your organic reach starts to increase. So even the free stuff that you do, it's exemplified. It's quantified um, because you put a few dollars into it, and then what you want to do is try to do 80-20 maybe, and then go and try to flip it to 20-80, where you're actually spending 80% money, and then you can scale, and as you're profitable. This is not with a Vegas mentality either. When you do that, you don't want to be like, well, I'll just put all my money on 21 and then I expect a return. Can't do that in marketing.
Yeah, another thing to remember.
Play the lottery. I don't know.
Yeah, another thing to remember too is when you're first getting going on that, you got to do a little bit of split testing on it. That A/B split testing is really vital. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket when you don't know what basket's going to work best.
You got to juggle the eggs around and.
Oh crap! I stuck it in the rotten eggs.
So, I was going to ask Brandon, Stefan, if you want to chime in. I'd love to hear your perspective on this, because I know you've both done some stuff around business and a little bit of things.
Hey, Ron. I like what you said there. The company that I work for now, we do a lot of A/B testing with our email blasts that we send out, just to see which one works the best and which advertisements are going to work the best. Kareem, I don't know if you saw, but we sent out the Kaleo Apps case study, and then we also send out another one where it's just me introducing myself to people that are looking to sign up for the white label program. And we take stats of each one to see which one works the best, and then from there we decide which one we're going to use all the time for our first initial contacts.
That's always a great idea. And there's a lot of times where you may not even get the kind of results you're looking back from either one. So that's like, oh God, here I go again. I got to do another A/B just to kind of compare those two. It's like a never-ending cycle. In trying to find what the right market's going to do.
Mm. It's like, it takes a while, but once you hit it and you're like, oh, I got to spend money for A/B testing. Yeah, because when you do, and you finally have that moment where you're like, I figured it out. I know what converts. I know what can actually work for my business. Because let's say, if you're not getting new people and connecting with new people, are you really building a business? And yeah, I do it manually, but I also want other little ways to do it too.
Right.
I have to spend money on A/B testing. Once I get a good sales page for a product up, I'm going to do that little bit of extra hiring this dude, figuring out what's going on, figuring if there's any flaws in my software, if there's anything in my info product that doesn't make sense. And it goes the same for building a blog or life coaching or personal development or anything really on the internet or off the internet. Putting a little bit of extra of this guarantees you don't have to go back and worry about sales or why people are going to be upset, because I don't want to get tickets and I don't want to be on rip-off report. That scares me, like, more than actual other things that probably should scare me.
I was going to say also, too, when you're doing like split testing and stuff, that's how you can tell where you can have two very almost exact sales pages, but if you tweak one or two maybe little words or something like that, that's where you can tell too on the difference on what converts better. Something might catch people's attention better than something else, and maybe one word switch. But if you'd never done the split testing, you would never know that. You'd be saying, why am I not getting better conversions, or why am I not getting better people coming through my funnel? That's part of the knowing and growing and being actively and being involved in doing those things in your business. Regular businesses do those things. They look at things all the time, at metrics of profitability, or this sale over that, compared in conversions and stuff and things like that, for what products sell better. So same thing, even though we might have personal development products or virtual products or digital or even physical product, you need to know what's going to be your best thing, what's going to help convert and best convert.
Actually, I heard something crazy. I guess Coca-Cola and these drink companies and Subway, like the big eatery and food and drink companies, they're like, I'm going to spend $1 million on a logo. I'm like, what? I'm like, here, let me go for $10. I could make you one. Maybe I should. I hope any Coca-Cola representatives hit me up. I'm Kareem Mays. You can pay me $500,000 instead of $1 million for your logo. No, Coca-Cola and these like eatery and they'll spend $1 million. I'm like, why would someone spend $1 million on a logo? Like, I've never gone like, some of the Cokes are funny, have a Coke with whatever, but like, do you really like sit there and go like, and then I'm like, wait, the whole idea of them is to keep it interesting and innovative, whether like the consumer's like, yeah, Coke's good. Like, did you know they changed their logo? They did what? But it keeps things almost fresh and interesting for them. And to have a graphic designer do that really shows me that, like, in the big interest world of doing business and even in the small level, like, you pay, I think, like SEO tools for your blog, Dan. It's always a good idea to profit by experimenting and seeing what works and what doesn't with your financial ability.
Well, yeah, I actually mentioned with the A/B testing at the beginning. That's really a never-ending cycle. I mean, look at Mountain Dew right now. They get that. Which one do you choose? The Baja Blast, or do you want the grape? Which one do you want to stick around? The other one's going to get booted. And another one that does it all the time is Doritos. Which flavor? Lay's is another one. Lay's chips. What flavor do you want? It's all that's a version of A/B testing in the real world.
Well, on a more subtle note, look at what Coke and Pepsi are both doing. They're doing stuff with, like, Coke's doing stuff with song lyrics, different song lyrics that you can use and do stuff with, and then Pepsi's doing emoticons or whatever you call them, and saying and they're making commercials around those. They're not changing their logo, but they're changing and they're going along with the times of along with social media. What people use and what people gravitate to, and that plays in. That little tweak probably has brought other people to look and decide, oh, I like this better because I like emoticons, or I like this better because I like music. And I really like, I like that lyric thing on there. So,
I love my Ain't No Mountain High Enough. That's my favorite can.
Yeah, it's just they're like, why would you do A/B testing? I just like bring out 2 drinks, like Mountain Dew, 7-Up, or 7-Up Sprite, Mountain Dew, or Great Value Mountain Lightning. I'm like, what the heck?
They're about the same because I've had both.
And they taste the same. And like, wow, what's the difference? I don't know. And then the whole idea is we spent money to be innovative and look innovative. Like, oh, Mountain Dew. And funny enough, there's that whole idea of advertising. It really comes down to making an awesome brand that people can resonate with. Even if you don't like the golden arches, you notice where they come from.
Well, it also goes back into look at to me that one of the best original split market testings was way back in the day when I remember, and I did it, was the Coke and Pepsi challenges, where you go in front of the store and they ask you to pick which one, and both companies did stuff like that, and it was like, to me, genius, because it pitted 2 companies really against each other, but it really put it on the people to really try and decide, and it kind of brought them up to the even more of a forefront, where they're the main ones that when you think of soda or pop, those 2 are the 2 that come to mind. You don't really think of some of the others. I'm a Mountain Dew-aholic, I admit it, and but it's a Pepsi product.
Yeah, no, I definitely know. But like, even siding from like physical products, because there's material things, but then there's also like the human interaction. And when I know that I'm worth money and I can feel the confidence of that, it's not just a dollar sign thing. It's that I can go up to someone and say, I'm worth it. Here's what I'm doing. Here's, I'm trying to start my own, little venture or my class or my own product store. And I can go up to someone and say, these products are worth it and you need them. And I'm 100% confident and I love them. And then people resonate with that. And I never used to do that. I used to try and say, here's free stuff. Here's a free sample of this. Or I'll send you a free thing of this. And it never worked. It's more confidence to me than actual giving stuff away. Obviously, you don't want to give stuff away. But if you come with that confidence in here, it'll shoot out there and you'll actually become worth it. Or as Jim Rohn said, it's not the money, it's who you become to get that money. Millionaire has a totally different internal process than someone on the street.
There's a definite mentality shift, in today. It's a little more complex today, because you're talking we're at that information age. Giving away free information, it's a tougher sell than to do like Coke or anything, where that's something they can physically take a sip of and right there. But it's much harder for people to actually take a sip online. It's going to be very hard. I can't drink that one, But
you can't drink it, but could you read an ebook?
And that's interesting. You brought that up. There was a point back. Ebooks were really big. About 15 years ago, and it got kind of saturated to the point where they really weren't putting enough value. Everybody is putting out ebooks, but I'll tell you what. Some of the ebooks I read back in those time, they were really bad. You're talking 15 pages, and most of it's links to going someplace else. And you're like, what the hell is this? I'm expecting to get information from this, not be led all over the internet. But that's what a lot of people did. So you have to, I think if you're going to put together an ebook, make sure it's got value that we can take in. Not just send us someplace that we think we may.
I forgot I didn't take my phone off vibrate.
Just make original stuff too. To me, values and originality. If you're really on the flip side of not getting stuff for free and not shorting yourself for free, if you create something of original and value, even if it's an idea you got from something or someone else, go on Udemy, figure out something, read a course and be like, man, this dude's boring. I could teach CPA or affiliate marketing and make it fun. There you go. That's powerful. And actually do that. Like, put your passion into it. There was a dude who was on a web conference and he was like, look, guys, a lot of people are telling me you can't make money from information products. That's not true. I've actually done it. Mm-hmm. And his biggest thing, Brandon, I want to thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. And
yeah, definitely. I'm so sorry. I gotta go.
We'll hold it against you. It'll be like that, Brandon.
Yeah, doggone grandma.
I'll definitely be free here for the next one. I sent the link to my stepdad as well, and see if we can get him.
All right, I'm excited. As Borat said, get excited. But yeah, with information products, the problem is people are just creating content. Like, here's a bunch of PLR. Instead of, maybe that wasn't a good scream. Instead of throwing PLR out there, throw out real things that solve a solution, like real steps to help weight loss or real steps to help marketing online. Don't just throw out random just content. If it's targeted and it solves a problem, it's good in my opinion. If it's just like tons of content, then no, because you can Google for that. And that's the whole idea. If you're going to ask for money, have value too. But once you know there's value in what you're doing and people are coming back and saying, this is changing my life, then you've got something special. And Sharon just joined, so.
Hi, Kareem. How you doing?
Kirian, how are you? We're talking about not giving stuff for free as an entrepreneur.
Oh my God. Hey, there's no such thing as a free lunch, is there?
No, there isn't. There really isn't. People can argue it didn't cost me anything. It costed you your time.
Yeah.
All things
Absolutely.
cost you something, whether it be time or investment money.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Kirian? You know, you're doing a lot of stuff actually in the cryptocurrency space, and payment's interesting there because it comes from different assets behind coins. And if I were to ask you to do something and paid you in coin, how would you feel about like me giving you something that's too much or too little or something you didn't, really be able to use in the real world?
Do you know what, Kareem? I think that question is kind of loaded. I think we're kind of living in a world that we're a little bit cynical when stuff has been given away, handed out free, unless there's a little bit of quality about it. So to my mind, if you're giving away anything to anybody, it's got to be quality, and it's got to impact upon either somebody's needs or on their life or something like that. Not necessarily hugely, but if you're in a situation where you're giving something that's going to add value to somebody's life, then hey, I'm all for something like that, and I subscribe to something like that. Yeah. I know you're talking about currency, and we only just exchanged a couple of messages earlier there tonight. Okay, cryptocurrency is as a fellow says, I don't know. I feel like I'm in a Star Trek movie here. Like, it's like, I won't say beam me up, Scotty, but switch me on to Warp 5. I think we're moving into a different dimension here with these kind of currencies and with the values that are flying around the place. I'm totally impressed with the way Micah seems to be on top of things like this, and with the way these things are operating about. At my tender age, learning all this stuff anew is it's a little bit daunting for me. But I am just picking up on what you're doing here. I think you're talking about the marketing world, okay? And the whole idea, from what I've gathered, I don't have a lot of experience with internet marketing, but from things that I've picked up on a couple of programs that the mentors seem to promote the whole idea of giving people something before you go sell them, In Ireland, we have an expression where we use, it's like trying to sprat to catch a mackerel.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of feedback from, okay, it stopped. It's all good. Okay. But yeah, no, I definitely know what you're saying. And we're kind of in Star Trek here. Like, I'm hoping to beam up after this. And like, I have my Captain Kirk chair and Dan has his Spock chair. So we're going to search the galaxy for Klingons after this show. But for me, it comes down to...
I'll come join you guys. I'll come join you. I'm a huge Star Trek fan.
We're gonna just be like the Power Hour. But I like what you said. You give out something quality, and then you get quality back. And if you really want to stop giving yourself away, give quality, then ask people for something in return. Then give quality, and then it's a cycle. As long as you're putting your heart into something and making something great for humanity, then you deserve to at least be able to eat and have water and electricity and all that fun stuff.
And be paid with your work in the process.
Exactly. Bill?
Yeah, let me go from the other side of it rather than being the leader. Patty and I went to one of these dinner meetings last night where they were talking about retirement and a lot of issues. And so they gave out a free dinner, and they gave out a lot of good information, and they had you start going through a sheet. They talked about 12 different topics, and they talked about one, and if you had some questions on it, you marked that one in. and all the way down through for about an hour. They talked. They gave out some good information, and one of the things is, when you turn 70 or 70 and a half, you got to start taking some of your money out of your retirement fund. And if you don't do it right, you get consequences, and the government could take up to 50%. So, whoa, that was something, and I didn't know that. And as you started going through, and then at the end, they picked up these things, and you signed you didn't have to, but you said when would be a good time to talk to these guys. So they gave out good information. They made the assumption that you're going to come and talk to them, and they're going to set up a plan. And there was never any thought of, well, I don't think I'm going to go. I'm just going to get a free meal. They made the assumption, and it carried right through. And you knew you were going to go, and they were going to try to sell you something, maybe not then, but at a later time. But that was the impression. So they were giving out good stuff. Yes, it was for free. We got a nice dinner. But, down the road, they're going to have information for me that, I'm going to could very well be spending a fair amount of dollars with them, but they're going to set me up so I can have money through the rest of my life. That kind of stuff. It's all that assumption, where they were coming. They knew what they were talking about, and so it all fit into play. And they had 20 people at this dinner, and they said, "We do these all the time, so please don't come back. We love you, but don't come back. We're booked all the time." So they're seeing a lot of people. They must be making some pretty good money.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I mean, that's my experience from the other side, that if you give a good product, you will get people coming back to you and wanting your service, whatever that service is.
I was going to jump out and say, well, see, they probably did, as we talked about, did some testing and stuff to see what works. And for them, that model seems to work, because they actually told people, don't come back to, they're expecting that, they have so many people that are going to come and talk to them for their services, but they already know not everybody's going to come, but yet they have enough of people in their funnel, so to speak, coming through, that they're not worried about you coming back again, and they don't want you to come back for the presentation. They want you to come back and see them for the services that you might need, but they say it up front, but they didn't make it be an issue for you to come and hear them in the first place, but they gave tons of value, and enough value that made you sit there and think, wow, I didn't know that government could take 50% as I'm taking it out at 70 or 70 and a half. I didn't know that. I'm a tax person. I've done taxes for people before. I didn't really understand that. And I'm getting up in years. So, I'm only 53. I'll be 53 this year, but I got to start looking at those things. So, hearing you say things like that even gave me an insight. But I'm sure they did lots of testing there.
And another thing, if you have IRAs, if you work for one firm, make sure you take that IRA with you to the next place, or do something with it. Don't leave it at the old firm. And convert, and how to convert from IRA to a Roth IRA, and all of this other. Whoa, there's a lot of information that I didn't know, and you probably are. Yeah, you're shaking your head like I know, and there's a lot of issues there, and most people don't know that stuff. So, as I say, they gave good information. So, I need to go back and talk to those guys.
Actually, yeah, that's kind of the industry that I started in, was in the insurance. So we did those type of seminars all the time. They're absolutely packed every time. Now that was that time when I was working for somebody, so they had already set it up and all that, but it was not uncommon. There's like 20, 30, sometimes hundreds of people in there. It was really crazy. There would typically be 5, 6, sometimes more of us going, because they set a little booth for everybody to go sit down and actually ask some questions and all that. But yeah, that very, very well familiar with that one.
Well, it's simply like how you're talking about investing and non-investing. The interesting thing that I got from Bill's story and from a lot of different people that I've talked to is that saving money really is critical to creating your dream, but you don't want to save so much of it, because I have some people in my family just like save all of it and then they don't want to take any risks. So it's finding that balance in between of saving and taking that risks. And I want to say what Stefan said, customers have to be committed as well. So yeah, you talk to your customers, but you need that 25% of 25% of people who really love your product and are really going to change your life for you. You agree, Stefan? I don't know if you can mute or unmute, but I want to be the voice for you. Doug!
Hey.
I guess. Can I hear you, Stefan? Technical issues. But yeah, his thing is your customers have to be committed. So no, that's fine, man. I really do appreciate that. And if you have anything, just throw it in the chat and I'll shoot it out, and I'll shoot out some of your wisdom. And definitely, if you have customers that are committed, those are the ones that will really transform your business. And I'm going to get off my soapbox. And what are your guys' thoughts in regards to those stories?
I didn't hear the stories.
You have to go back. No, Bill.
I had a story.
Should I like? It was a quick recap. Should I do it, Bill, or should you do it? It was Bill had some investments, and then he didn't realize that if he didn't work with those investments, the government would come and take some of them, which actually no, because I have a Roth IRA. And I don't want to completely tell the story because I'm not really an investment dude. Investment to me is like, oh, I'm not in the, my bank account has like signs in it that aren't zeros. Yay. But it's understanding the value of how he invested and how he understood there's no free lunch, and he had to do something with that money in the Roth IRA to actually keep it going.
No, it's actually what it is when you turn 70 and a half, if you don't start taking it out correctly and you don't take out enough, then the government can start taking some of that stuff, probably through taxes or whatever.
But the government likes your money?
Oh, they like whatever they can get out of you. But those are some of the things that I wasn't aware of. And so what I'm saying in that story is they provided a lot of good tidbits and carrots of, oh, wow, I didn't realize that. So they were providing a good product, even though they were giving me a free dinner, to saying, oh, wow, I got to go see these guys because I didn't realize a lot of that. And they know they don't. People are confused and don't know that stuff. So they hit those and say, oh, I got to go see those guys. So their product, they provided a good teaser for a product for me to come back and see them.
See, that just makes me all the more want to like my money all that much more and want to keep more of it in my pocket as I get older while I'm building my business and growing my business.
Yeah, you better start planning now.
I saw a great video today from a woman that was really going off about the credit. She had some great planners. I mean, there's a lot of people that they'll go on vacations. They don't want to pay they don't, even though they got bills to pay, they still manage to go on vacation and do things that spend kind of frivolously without caring about that. So she made some valid points. And so when you're talking about, this is kind of this mentality of the free mentality, everybody wants it for free. But wait a minute. They're willing to not pay their bills, but yet they'll go on a vacation. Wait a minute, what's wrong with this? So, I mean, this actually parlays into the conversation that we're having with it in terms of that free mentality. There's a lot of people they think it, that's all they want to do it. But the problem is, Are they really? Are these real customers that you want? And you don't know. I mean, that's a simple fact. You really don't know. Now, once they become a paying client, yeah, more than likely, when somebody brings out their money, that's going to be a long-time client if you develop that relationship properly. And that's something. I think in terms of what you're going to give away for free, I think if you give of yourself freely, and you're true to who you are, what you're passionate about, you're going to be able to relate to several people. You don't need millions of people coming into you. It's not necessarily the right target. So I think in terms of the freedom, it's really what you're giving of yourself.
Well, one of the things I've learned from some of the mentors I've followed and people like that is a lot of times that they built enough of a brand and product or whatever they're using and whatever they're putting out there, that their followers or the people that have bought from them before will buy what they're putting out new if they come up with something new or a new product. It's not so much that they have a big group, although some of the people I've heard of and stuff, they constantly get new people, but they have that same core people that no matter where they go, what they do, if they jump in from one thing to another, whatever, if they have their own established brand, they have those people that go and buy, and they always buy. And that's part of what we're all working towards, is getting to that point where no matter what, we have that core group of people that always buy from us, that always get our products, that always do that's always there as we're bringing in and growing and bringing in more people and attracting, because you're going to have attrition here and there as you go through. People die off or something happens, or so you want to be able to keep that in balance too, but you want that core base.
Yep.
It always costs you more to acquire a new customer than it does to maintain a customer you already have.
Unless you got products like Fruit of the Looms. I'm a Fruit of the Loom guy all the way.
Yeah. Get the right underwear.
Not going to change. Not going to change it.
But you can bet that Fruit of the Loom spend a lot of money to make sure that you come back to them.
You haven't tried that, have you?
Well, a lot of times they'll even buy more stuff, and they'll buy more expensive stuff. It won't be even the cheap, the low level stuff. They'll come in and buy even more expensive stuff that you put out.
Sure. Well, you realize one of the hottest things going right now is on Facebook is retargeting, and the reason is because nobody wants to spend that much money on advertising to new people when they have all these people that have already shown some kind of interest.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot smarter to go back and hit them again than it is to go after new ones.
Oh, absolutely. And some of that, and some of that retargeting. I mean, you got some of these businesses that went out. I mean, they went out in blaze of glory. So there's a lot of customers that are going to that domain. Somebody purchased that domain. They're like, yeah, we got some great advertising here, buddy.
And that's one of the things that
talking about buying old domains. I'm just talking about retargeting.
Yeah.
Like my store. If somebody comes in and they click on my ad, they may not even do anything but leave the store as soon as they got there, but at least they clicked on the ad. So that person's more valuable than somebody that saw my ad and just bypassed it, which would be a new person, and I had to obviously targeting the people that clicked on the ad and didn't buy anything with maybe some other products in the same niche, you have a much better chance of having them already be interested.
Yep.
And of course, it costs you a lot less to pay or a lot less on the ad to do that than it does to go after new people all the time.
Yeah, I've seen where a person can up their revenue at least 150% by retargeting.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
And one reason why Facebook is so big right now is that they retarget for you also, people like audiences.
Yeah, Facebook is brilliant at it.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at now. I'm trying to build enough of a new customer base to be able to do some retargeting.
Goes back to know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to build a brand. You got to build, you got to get people to trust you when you send an email to them, or trust you when they see your ads. I mean, you have to have a name that that people don't automatically avoid. Yeah.
You don't want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, just say don't put BP oil on your thing. Like we sell great products, but no, I've in the internet marketing space. I've seen a lot of stuff on JVZoo. One of the things that was killing it was a Facebook retargeting software. So what you're saying is 100% true, Doug.
Yeah, it's huge right now. But, hey, my wife's got dinner for me, so I'm gonna get off here. But gearspotlight.com, guys.
I was going to actually show that once we hit 8:40. I was going to show a few people, businesses, so you can go back.
Well, invite us to dinner next time.
Yeah. What the heck, man? Yeah. There's just because there's no free lunch doesn't mean there's no free dinner.
That's right. Yeah. We have free virtual dinner every Thursday night.
We should do that on the Power Hour. I'll just get a 3D printer and be like, "What's your address? We're sending you an apple. What's your address? We're sending you a steak." I don't know if a 3D printer could do that yet, but
thanks, guys. We'll talk to you next time.
All right,
Anybody got a 3D printer so we can like shoot off some fruit to people? Like, man, I was on the Power Hour and I got a steak.
You forget my bobbleheads?
We'll get those. We'll figure that out. I will figure out a way on Shopify to do that.
Yeah, the cream bobblehead.
now I want to add a wig to it.
Just be like, come to the Power Hour. There's like 100 people showing up. I'm like,
this is not a bobblehead, but it's Goofy.
What is this?
That's Goofy.
No, that looks like Pluto.
Yeah.
No, whatever. We know who knows who they're comic characters.
Any who watch Dragon Ball Z? Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah.
Got
Goku and the other one I don't remember, but Goku. Yeah. No, that is Goof. You're right. That is Pluto.
We got Gohan. Yeah. Like, what did you do on the Power Hour today? Oh, we showed off some toys. Like, you guys aren't serious.
Well, I could go get my Garfield costume and put that on.
We need to do that. We need to come up with some Saturday Night Live skits. Really, because you're talking there's no free lunch. Let's throw some comedy, and then people will be like, wow, you can have fun and be an entrepreneur? Yeah, because I see a lot of these videos are like, hi, I'm Bob. If you want to make $8.5 billion, I can show you how. My system gets a lot of leads. Now I know what you're saying. I'm like, Split. Hey, the guy who actually has a personality is converting more. Maybe you could try not being boring.
Yeah, I've seen those videos, and it is so boring. I've seen some of those online.
Jeremy, you snuck in here and I didn't notice you. What's up, man?
Oh, Jay.
Jeremy.
Where's our man Damien?
Your man, he had a little bit of issues with his car, but he'll be coming back next week to party it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's always a party, but it's more of a party. It's like too much party. Goofy or Pluto. I'm gonna put some of my Stephen just sitting there like, man, I came for some education. Now they're playing with toys. What's going on here?
My kung fu is better than your kung fu. But you know, last couple of months I was doing I was out basically the cell phone program, government cell phone program, and I was working at a food pantry, and you know, people coming in and get free food and stuff like that. And you would be surprised how many ungrateful people there were. They go in and get a bag of food and come out cursing.
Talk about an Uncle Scrooge moment. I can't believe their feet.
They just gave you a bag of food and you're ungrateful. I mean,
like you just. Hey,
what? No steak? No steak for me?
Yeah, yes. So, I mean, I see that the most ungrateful people are the ones that look for something for nothing.
Hang out with those. Like, no filet mignon, bruh?
Yeah.
Come on. You got to get filet mignon for free. I'm like,
no, I don't.
if someone asks how much does it cost and I'm willing to do it, that's your customer. If they're like, it's not for me, I just don't know if I could afford it, or that's usually what I tell people when I'm not interested, like being nice, like, it's not for me. And then that's exactly the people you don't want, the ones that are cussing out with the bags, or the ones that are like, I have to pay? What? Well,
they feel entitled and they feel like they're owed it. And that's not what I want. I want somebody who wants to work and wants to do what they would need to do to get to where they want to get.
Yeah, the money will come if you prove yourself. And it's by me sitting here and hanging out with y'all and playing with toys and having intellectual discussions while doing that. See, that's talented. That's real value there. How to play with toys and be intellectual. New product, I'm seeing it. But it's really that creates actual value, and being consistent. People will be like, Kareem's not messing around, even though he is.
One of the things that, like, for instance, now with social media, the main thing that, it's not advertisement to click here for this and that and another. Is basically you add value, put content out there. And that content is designed in the end to bring a person to an offer. You might move them down that that road toward, actually getting the opt-in and so forth. So that, a lot of people say, well, that's free. That content you're giving away is free. But no, that content is designed with a specific goal, in mind at the end.
Yeah.
So, we don't want to actually say, well, you know what? Well, I'm going to stop going out there and, doing my video a day and stuff like that, because, that content has a design purpose to it eventually.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly like this. Like, it's like the Chinese restaurant. They're like, free sample. I'm like, oh, man, this is good. And then you go order there. Or you take the free sample and like, man, what a cheapskate behind your back in China.
Or you go to Costco's and, on the weekend.
Oh. Can have dinner the whole time you're walking around.
Yeah.
Go to Costco. Someone's going to watch us and be like, man, the power hour's great. What'd you learn? I could eat free at Costco. And if that don't work, I'll just get 2 bags and cuss Cedric out of food. Like, man, that's Cedric. Thanks for all that top ramen.
Great. I'm having a picture of Kareem fighting some little disabled person for that little cart so he can fill his belly.
Oh, come on, man. I've done a lot of bad things, but I'm not that bad. I mean, the dude who's like trying to shoot a music video, like, jump in the cart. Woo! There's no free lunch.
Get out of my way.
Do we have this on YouTube? Like, people tell me all these goofy stories. I'm like, did you get that on YouTube? Did you get that on YouTube? They're like, nah. I'm like, come on. You gotta have some fun. Or what's the point of life? And Jeremy just added me. Jeremy, I got your Skype request. And in the last few minutes, do you guys mind if I do some promotional stuff for some of you dudes who show up and battle evil with us?
No problem here.
Have at it.
It's like the wedding, like any objections, and you're sitting there like,
forever hold your peace.
I hated her in high school. She likes me. Like, okay. So now you can see my screen. One thing we know is I don't organize my icons very well. And don't become an affiliate marketer. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I promised Doug I would advertise this stuff. So Standing for God is a Shopify store. There's a lot of memorabilia here for people who practice the Christian faith or people who like really, really cool jewelry.
Oh, cool.
So doing that, he has jewelry, shirts and hoodies, which, different ones for guys and gals, and accessories. And the point of it is giving back, and actually it's a nonprofit organization to help different people who are doing something like veterans and other charities. So it goes to a good cause.
Very cool. Very cool.
This is Ron's company. Oh, sorry.
What's the website for that Standing for God?
I'm going to put it in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah,
put all the websites in the chat. That would be great.
I'm going to put everything in the chat so people are able to actually access it without like, oh, Kareem, that looked cool. How do I actually get to it? And then this is Ron's little thing. He's looking for dudes who want to be who want to work with him and want to learn about becoming an agent and helping other people with their taxes. And he gives excellent training. One of our people who is a panel, but he didn't come tonight, Leon, is actually working with him. So this is definitely an interesting thing if you're looking to get your feet off the ground and actually work with Ron Lester, hang out with him. This is Mr. Dan Sissik's awesome thing about Simply Simple Life. We're going to get him a cool logo, and we're working on that. But this is how you brand yourself online. And it's a refreshing distance from somebody that's like, freedom, freedom online, freedom, freedom, freedom. I'm not against freedom, but I've seen enough of branding online where it's all freedom. I'm like, come up with something different, maybe?
It becomes too boring.
This is Sharon's blog, Handicaps and Hardships, and I'm gonna put this in the blog. And this is how Sharon talks about her journey, and she's a very, very good storyteller. I think you could really get inspired by this, and hopefully we will get this also on a WordPress blog. And last but not least,
I would eventually convert that. That was just the starting point.
And last but not least, Patreon, if you go to Patreon / the Entrepreneur Power Hour, which I'll put a link, if you donate a whole $1, not asking for free, just above free. If you donate a whole $1, it helps us get closer to actually having studio equipment and helps some of the, different things monthly. So, and I can help you guys setting up your own Patreon. That's really it, guys. I don't have anything else to, here's Doug's other store, Gear Spotlight, and he has some Second Amendment stuff. I almost forgot that, and it's the same idea, but he's okay. So hopefully, if you want to also send me your link, I'd like to promote it at the end of the show so we can all get better connected and all use our skills to help market what we got out there. Because, hey, video marketing to me is the future of marketing. So,
Kareem, you can always go to, I'm marketing Legal Shield, and people may or may not like that or whatever, but you can always go to Patty Saves, PATTY saves.info, and that's the site, and you can get whatever you want there.
Yeah, I think I've been there.
Oh, I just saw the trailer for that.
Did I spell that wrong?
I thought he said Patty Saves.
Yeah, Patty Saves.
Patty Saves. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Well, we learned one thing too. Kareem can't type. So,
there you go.
Here. This is Bill's, what he is doing. If you need and now I know a lot of you guys are in marketing and doing entrepreneurial stuff. Eventually you might need legal stuff. If someone comes after your business because they don't like what you're doing, they could really hurt you. And I know maybe some people know that, some people don't. It helps to get an LLC and some good legal advice. So once I get a lot of my stuff set up, I'm definitely going to seek Bill's help, because every business and every entrepreneur needs some kind of protection from outside forces. So definitely I want to brand everybody, and I want to make sure that I'm getting everybody's voice out there and what everybody's doing and what their perspective is on life, and also what they're doing in the marketing world, because we all need to make money. Hey, no free lunch. So I want to thank Dan Sissik, Ron Lester, Cedric Wilson, the man, and Goofy, his special guest, Sharon Cortesano, Jamie Burns, Bill Maybauer, Doug Doherty, and Brandon. His last name escapes me. Schultz. Did I miss anybody? Also, our thoughts are with Fran, whatever she's doing, Fran Richardson, and Chris Peters will be back next week. He had some stuff to do with his car. So with that, any closing thoughts, comments, insults, anything I improve upon or do different next time?
Where's my free lunch?
We're going to be getting a 3D printer off camera here, and we're going to be sending it to you. I'm going to print out a salami sandwich for Dan. So that'll be in the after hours. Stay safe, stay classy, stay entrepreneurial, and we'll rock with you next time.